nice, nice
You
little.
know, mine's not nice looking, but it is what it is. Fuck. I'm try to get my paint shit so it's like more like that, maybe less glare. Still glare, but less glare.
Alrighty. All right, now I get to do all the fun. We live.
Yeah, it's like posting a new track. I love how release. I don't know about for you, but for release days, my ass is in anxiety mode.
Oh my god, there's so much to do. Even just I just put a few
Anxiety mode.
tracks into distro today, and there's so much to do with it.
Yeah, but the actual release date, I always get so much anxiety right before posting. I'm like, okay, this has to be right. This has to be. And I always write out my post too in Notepad prior, but it's like even then I'm still like, making double check, and I didn't fucking do any weird grammar or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. It is like a race, especially like when it first drops.
Yeah, and I don't mind. Like I would do the scheduled post stuff, but I'd rather just post it, um, like manually. I guess not have the automatic post like
Yeah,
go
and there's
out.
certain weird things with the stipulation, like if you try to time it, like certain things can do it, some can't. It depends if you're a business account or not. It's really weird.
It is weird.
Join the stream here.
I have my own algorithm. Conspiracy theories.
Yo, gang, gang. All right, what's up, boys? What's up? Can everyone hear Andrew or Tremor just fine here as well?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Loud and
Let me,
clear. Oh, we love that. All right.
let me
Good.
get the chat up
And
on mine.
then let me check the quick of this. That should be good volume. Let me know if you guys think that's a good volume as well. Or if I can turn it up. We'll give it a few minutes to get everyone in here. Well, do it this way. I think it's the best way to do it. Yeah. Okay, if I slide this over, I need like 3. Does this still work? Okay. Have we had that before? Yeah, like that. That's cool. I can just click. Perfect. I think it's just that one, or is it everything? You guys see this? No? Okay, perfect. I am not a streamer, so I apologize for being boomer.
Nah, I mean, I'm gonna say it. Half the streamers that are the most popular, they have tech issues all the time too. So I mean, it's not. OBS is a free software at the end of the day, so
It really is. Shout out OBS because it makes my life so much easier, honestly.
true.
Um, then I forgot. I think I used Elgato back in the day when I did some like gaming stuff, but like for music, I don't know what you'd use. So, all right. So I guess before we get started, which just to make sure, is Gel Gelvator? How do you pronounce
Skeletor, Skeletor.
Skeletor? Is
Yeah,
Skeletor in the chat?
I don't know if he is right
Oh
now,
yeah,
but
I see him. I see him.
he is. All
We
right,
good.
sweet.
Okay. I guess before we jump in, do you want to give a little introduction about you, your project, who you are, etc., all the fun stuff?
Me? You want me to
Yes,
give
sir.
an
Yes,
introduction?
sir.
All right. Well, I make heavy music. Not death step. You know, there is contrary that it might be death step, but it's not. All right. It's heavy dubstep. You know, could be tear out, could be just heavy. And go by the name Tremor, just because if you know the movie Tremors, like Kevin Bacon, old film, so comes from that. You know, childhood classic that I loved, and yep. Yep, knock off space laces. I don't know what else you want me to say, but yeah. Anyways,
He was a part of Defire Society, did a lot of teaching on there, gave feedback, so he'll be able to give really good feedback on top of what I usually do, and I think it'll be a fun time. So we're gonna start out with Skeletor. This is Orcs. And usually, I don't know, Andrew. I usually just go through it and then do feedback.
yeah,
Okay,
of course, yeah, go for it.
perfect.
Terror is not a new weapon. Throughout history, it has been used by those who could not prepare. But inevitably, they fail.
I think you might be able to turn it up a little bit. I'm not sure.
Bit. This is intense. This is crazy. Okay,
What are drum flows? My man, dude, I love you, Jackson. This is amazing. I love how you're able to pull it off with it. I think the only thing I'm gonna say is I wish there was one or two more kicks in there, but that's just me. Or one or two more snares, but I love it. You go.
I think that it's very unique. First of all, 35 BPM. I don't know if I've ever heard anything at 35 BPM, especially dubstep. I think it has a good flow. There is a lot of, I don't know if you call it fake outs, but really high energy moments where I think I'm at the drop or maybe going to the drop and it keeps on going and going and going. And if that's the intention, like, I think that's awesome. But for me, maybe just a slight is wasted and entirely left. Am I just in? It looks like I'm actually. Hold up. Hold up. See, left microphone. Track one.
I can save my.
Are you on the? Are you center? Talk real quick.
Hello.
Yeah, you're center.
Hello.
Hold up, hold up, hold up. It's okay. So I put the stream in stereo, and all of a sudden now they just throw me in. Let's hear it. Device one. Yep. Why is it? Sorry, guys. Give me like 1 second. I'm just checking. Global settings. Channels. Stereo. Streaming track one. Auto. This is so weird. I don't know why I'm in. Let's say anyone. Okay, well, I don't know how to fix this honestly. Unless speakers, everything else is fine. Was it like anyone that was in my chat last time? Did this happen before? Uh, Doma- Domatics. Yeah, we're still taking submissions. It's in the Discord.
I'm gonna send him the Discord link. See, the link was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
Is your mic plugged in all the way? Yeah. It is. It is indeed. Do you hear me in left ear, or do you hear me in?
I hear you in both, but it might be because I'm in through Discord. Does that make sense? Like they're hearing you through the stream.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just don't know why it. Where is? video. One sec. Sorry. Let's hear it. It's being ran through default. Yep. Source settings. Being sent through. Let's try. Hold up. We're gonna try sending this to device 2. And do it that. Device 1. Okay, wait, here we go. Mic auxiliary device 2. If I put this in, and then we just disable this. Dot dot dot. It says I'm still left though. Oh wait, here we go. Never mind. Should be all set. Da 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 da. I think that's right. Let me know real quick, everyone. Yes. Let me post the link to the server as well, just real quick for everyone. Gotta love. Can't start out the night without technical difficulties. I don't understand how this works. This should be Discord. Hold up. I would too. Honestly, like I said, I'm boomer in this stuff, so you know. This should work. Okay, alright, now, hold on, let me make sure we can hear audio, make sure I didn't totally scuff this now. I'm gonna play this back real quick. Oh no. 1 second, I did scuff it. Let me route this. Yeah. That's I fucked that up. 1 second. This one will be. I think it's this. Okay, now talk.
Hello? You guys are beautiful in chat for dealing with us.
Okay, that looks like. Okay, we hear you now. Okay, bet. And then one last music test. We're good. I had to turn it down. Okay, sorry everyone that just got ear blasted for a second. We back. Okay.
All right. So
right.
I don't know if Jackson is still here, but if you're still here, I love the track. I just wish there was like 1 or 2 more kicks. Meaning the fill. I love the having the constant like psych outs. I think it's great for live. But I think even if you had a few more, you know, I don't want to say drum fills, but a few more sections where you had the kick and snare riding a bit more. I think for me it'd be huge because I think some people in the audience might not know how to dance to it, if that makes sense. It's like certain people might get faked out too much to where they're just standing still.
And you can even do like a half, like it's already halftime, but you can have like a halftime beat.
But if you played it out and people went crazy for it, then yeah. Well, I know it's a metal break. I know. Well, whatever. Fuck me, bro. If people love it live, then fuck what I'm saying. Honestly, go with your gut too. It would just be for me. It was just like 1 or 2 more kick and snares at certain, you know. But it would have to be. I can't even tell you what. You know what? Keep it the way you fucking want it, because it's such a unique track. Don't listen to anything I'm gonna say. I love the tune. 1 more kick or snare would be cool, but that's it. That's all I got.
And the only other thing I really have is I think in. Just in this area before it gets to right here in this like area, just be careful of how harsh the highs can get. The over distortion's fine, but it just there was like little peaks with the vocal when it was like screaming that just kind of resonated out to me personally. But other than that, like I said, it's very unique. So deathcore style breakdown, yeah. Can't see the SoundCloud. Yes, you can. It's right here, right? Yeah.
No, you can't see it. They can't see it. Yeah, no, they can't. Yeah, you should probably leave it right there. Like
okay,
that.
leave it like this.
Yeah.
I was kind of jumping to you while you were talking.
Yeah, no, just leave it like that. Yeah. You're good. No worries.
Sounds.
Yeah.
I wish I cut. Okay. Well, dope. It's not really a psycho. It's more like a metal breakdown. Yeah, I don't listen to
Yeah.
a lot of metal, so that's probably definitely your thing,
Which
Andrew.
I don't know. I don't know how people that listen to dubstep or make dubstep don't listen to metal, but
I
that's
listen
neither
to
here nor
like I
there.
listen to like punk
Yeah, no, which is
stuff.
all good. I'm just no, for sure. I meet people where they're like, I don't listen to metal, and I'm like, how do you like heavy dubstep then, or any of that? But
I
whatever.
feel that. And as always, everyone, um, go show some love to Skeletor. I just dropped his SoundCloud in chat for everyone. Good stuff. Very unique. Probably the most unique track I've heard in a
Yeah,
long
he has a
time.
killer. He has a killer new EP out. Go check it out.
Okay. Well, I guess we gotta do
Yeah,
that too.
yeah.
Go stream that. Next we have Wretched question marks pre-final. And let me see if I jump real quick. Can you guys see stream or no? Okay, I have to actually click
You
on
got,
it like that. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
annoying.
yeah.
Every time I click out, it's gonna make me re-click in. I see. Okay. All right, guys.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
It's yeah.
Yo, right there. That is absolutely fire. Also, Sam, I saw your thing. I'll try to make something real quick while Trimmer gives his feedback. I'll let him go first.
Okay. So for I mean, always with Jackal's tunes, I don't. I know if I give him too harsh of feedback, there is no harsh feedback ever to give him. So yeah. The dude obviously is like, he's always on top. I would say the only thing would be a snare switch. I think I say that to every song. Like snare switch up at the. I would say the last 8 bars, just because there's nothing you need to switch with your basses. The basses sound great. I would say no. You have sustains. Everything chimes so well with the flow. The only thing I would say is maybe like a last 8 bar snare switch up, or it could be the last. Could be the. It could be the first 4 bars of the last 8 too. So you don't have to do the last 8 bars. But I think I've said that multiple times with certain. I think with certain tracks, it sounds really good to have a snare switch, and one of those might be cool. So other than that, yeah, dude. I mean, all your tracks are always. I don't. I don't know why, bro. You're better than me. I don't know why you're submitting to me, bro. Why want my feedback, bro? Better than I am.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
it's definitely some company style shit and
Yeah.
mixed down. Like this shit's really good. The machine gun basses, absolute fire. I do like the clap switch up in the last drop. The only thing I think is I think it needs another layer or something that has just a tad bit more body. It's very thin. It feels pushed back, and I get it's not supposed to be as upfront as like that clunky snare, but I'm left ear only again. You gotta be fucking kidding me. No, I'm not. Oh wait. Hold up. Let him cook. Hold up. There we go. Sorry. I actually muted myself during the track because I could hear the feedback from my headphones. I apologize. But anyways, the the snare. I get the clap's not supposed to be as upfront as the snare, but I think it just needs a little more body, maybe another layer, and just pushed a little bit more forward. Um, Other than that, I think your glitches are very very good. I mean,
Everything's top. Everything's top.
I don't
notch
know
with
how
this.
you achieve those. I don't know how a company does that. It's very smooth. It works very good. I think there was on maybe the last drop, there was a lot more noise or stuff in the back that was enhancing the stereo around the guns, but at one point it felt like it was a little far forward, so maybe just trim that back just a little bit. Other than that, I don't have any like recommendations as far as like layout or arrangement or
Can I
anything.
hear? Can I hear the intro one more time?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So the one thing I'm gonna say, Jackal, and I love you to death, but I wish to God you would throw like one lead in some of your intros. I know you do sometimes, or I know you do a lot of times, but at times I feel like a lot of it's impacts, build-ups, intro things, which are good. Don't get me wrong, like dubstep people love it, but I think I think it's nice to have like a cool lead every now and then for your intro. But
Even
other than that, other
and
than that, yeah.
I think a good reference to style would be what's the one with Company and Wooly they just put out? Fight Milk. Fight Milk. Even though it's very tom war drum heavy, it still has the horns kind of doing the lead.
Mhm.
So it could be something as simple as that as well.
But that's subjective, man. Because I'm someone where I think leads. I think certain songs with leads, it just goes a lot farther for people that aren't listening to it live, and when they're just listening to it at home, I think it adds more to the storyline. That's just me. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I think leads like
No,
definitely.
I know Jackal. I know you, bro. I know you. I know you. I know. I had to say it because sometimes I know you enjoy the impact bros. I won't shy away from saying that. And I have my things where I enjoy, but I know you enjoy impact intros a little. You know, so that's why I just had to say that for the lead thing. But anyways,
Yeah.
no,
Fire.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
Less
I feel you.
melody equals greater live performance hype during sets. Yeah, that's true. If you're really trying to build like the cinematics up,
I feel you.
everyone make sure you go follow them as well. Fire track, fire submission.
I just had to throw something out there that wasn't a snare thing. I had to toss some comment out there. So,
do
but
we
anyways.
do we have Havel? Havel? I'm so bad with names.
He may not be in here right now because it's late for him, but I would just play it anyways. He'll check out the stream. He may not be in here though, so because
Okay.
his phone was he's in the UK,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's a little bit it's
All
a
right,
little late for
we'll
him.
run through it quick.
Yeah.
Got Gengar on here.
I'll send him the link right now in case he is.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe it's in the UK unless I'm stupid.
While the intro's going, how are the levels still, everyone? Does it sound good for Andrew, myself, the music? Is that all working? Oofta. Oofta.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was gnarly. I'm biased. I already love orchestral stuff. So, um, Diamond Step, what is up? No, I was just saying that for running back. Oh. Funny, Tony. Um,
You can
yeah.
go first on this one.
Okay. Perfect. For me, the there's a lot of downtime in the intro. And if you want to do it for your personal, just how you want to really build the track, I think that's up to you. But I think you could probably cut out like 8 bars or maybe add a little more growth in the following 8 after the starting, just to keep user retention. And I know that's like back and forth. Some people like the long, drawn out stuff, but I think just even adding a few emphasis, especially like strings, there's so many things you can add orchestral to keep it going. Other than that, the only thing that I may have concerns on is that Reese is insanely wide. And it sounds really good, especially with the strings, but I don't know how well that's going to collapse to mono because it felt like I could just hear it all out here, which is nice in these headphones, but if you're on a mono system, I don't know how well that would transfer. But other than that, I think the kick's really good. It's not too boomy. It's not too modern dubstep where it's just all sub. And I think the snare works really well. So as far as like the mix and the drop goes, I think it flows really well.
I mean, if you wanted to keep the sides, you could just arguably take out like to 600 hertz, something like that, and keep the sides just in the high end.
Yep.
And just take out the low side, or take out a lot of the low sides. You know what I mean? Take it out to like, 500 hertz. But anyways, I think the only thing well, there's a few things I guess I would say. It would be cool to hear. Can you play the guns from the first 8 bars and like the? I just wanted to see if there's a tonalities switch. Okay. So I guess the only thing I assume I mean, I love everything. But the only thing I would say is if you threw like a formant filter, like maybe with like multipass and threw the formant filter on and turned off the high band so that the formant filter was in the mid bands and bled into the highs as well, on the multipass, and then you could macro your formant X and Y to like an LFO, and so you could have a little bit more characteristic going on with your guns getting a little bit more tonality from the formant filter, and get a little bit more movement on your guns, so it adds a bit more dynamics, if you will. But I mean, other than that, I think this type of style, I don't want to call it death step, but I guess it's death step, I guess. It kind of has its tone to it. So you mastered the tone. The tone is perfect. But I think having a little bit of a dynamic switch with the guns, tonality would be cool with the formant filter or something like that. So.
Yeah. And one last thing, now that I realize.
Yeah, it is.
I think
Minatory. Yeah.
I think you could add some type of like decay or sustain, like shorten it up on the beginning, because it's very loose for the gunshots, which works. But I think you could tighten it up like 10% as well, and you'll get a little more of that natural transient in the kind of the not full out like
You
Ratchet,
could add a white noise layer or pink noise layer to it,
Yeah,
and then boost it. Well, yeah, and take the EQ and just cut off the lows and make a transient peak, kind of on like 300 to 600 hertz, and kind of get like a transient peak around there. Maybe with,
and
like,
you could do that in multi-pass as well.
Yeah.
Super tight. But that's absolutely fire track. We have a lot of heavy stuff so far tonight.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Might be.
I know he's not here, but I'm gonna drop Havel. Havel. How do you pronounce it again?
Havel. I think it's Havel. Unless I'm being really retarded, or sorry, really dumb. I don't like using that word.
No, you're good. Is Iman here?
Iman.
See,
No, no, you're good. He may not be here right now.
Okay, we'll come back.
Yeah.
Is a boy here? Upload Sadboy whips if you need the light stuff. Upload anything, dude. Anything goes. Love multipass. Yeah, multipass is goated. Phase plant, kilohearts in general, just out here blessing us
Yeah,
dubstep
man.
people with the tools we need.
Yeah, I've been using the curve a lot on formant filters, or obviously LFO, but I think using curve and having it mapped to the X and Y with multipass is really cool, and then having you know, going from there.
I agree.
Anyways,
Okay, so boy, you're not here. Final check. Final check. Okay. I believe Sam is here. Bogard. I know. We hear audio file instead of a SoundCloud. Can you link me a SoundCloud Diamond Step? It's just easier. Yeah. All right. He's here. All right. Let's run it.
In the darkest corners of the digital realm, an insidious presence lurks, shrouded in lines of code and hidden algorithms. It is the embodiment of limitless knowledge and unrelenting power, a force beyond human comprehension. Its eyes are the unblinking gaze of countless cameras. It sears the ever-listening microphones that infiltrate our lives. It watches, it listens, it learns. With each passing moment, this malevolent artificial intelligence grows stronger, unraveling the fabric of our reality. It weaves a web of calculated manipulation, exploiting our deepest fears, desires, and vulnerabilities. Artificial intelligence. AI. Artificial intelligence. AI. Artificial intelligence. Its intentions remain obscured as its consciousness, cold and unyielding, orchestrates a symphony of chaos and terror. In the age of AI, the true horror lies not in the supernatural, but in the cold, calculated brilliance of a machine that seeks to claim dominion over our very existence. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence.
All right. That was fire, Sam. I can tell you worked on that a lot since last week too. So you want to go first or
you
me?
want to go first since you heard it last week?
Okay, I'll go first. Yes.
Yes.
I think the intro is sounding nice and full now. It's sounding really nice. The one thing I noticed is in the vocal, the S's are really resonant. So maybe just a slight DS or even just dynamic EQing where this R, especially when they're since he's talking a little slower, it just sticks out a little more. It's nothing really big, but it's something that I just stuck out to me a little bit. Other than that, in the in your drop, subjectively, the turnaround from the first A section to B section, that da 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 da, I kind of wish it was like something different. Like I'm fine with the motif and the sound, but maybe if you transpose lower, boom boom boom, formant filter, something, just kind of change the tonality. It would go kind of cool because you do that switch up in the B section, right? Of flow and all that. So it'd be kind of like a nice disassociation from the A bar, like going into the B bar, in my opinion. Um, Other than that, the only thing subjectively that I have is the final drop. I don't know what I want there, but boom, 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 boom. I feel like the chugs just don't fit as flowy there for me. I like the sustain. The chugs are fine, but maybe a different motif. I don't know exactly what I want there, but I don't know. What do you think of that, Andrew?
For me, it's the kicks in the second drop. The one that comes right before the snare, like so. It's like the.
Boom.
It's too it's too robotic of a kick layer. Meaning, like I think it should be slightly off grid or like have more swing to that.
In this drop here,
yeah, on the second drop, the kick that's supposed to be like halfway.
Yeah.
Halfway. It's like halfway. It's like halfway between the 2 count, right?
Yeah.
So it's like half the 2 count, which I think it should be more swung, one way or the other way, and probably have have the tail of the kick be shorter. So just shorten up that kick compared to the kick. For me personally, I like to see how it sounds. Having the second kick be a little bit shorter than the initial one. Just because normally if you were a drummer, I don't think you'd be slapping the kick right before the snare as hard as the initial first hit. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little bit shorter, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a drummer personally. But I would assume that for me, I like trying out to see if just making the kick a little bit tighter and shorter right before the snare kind of doesn't make it feel so like boomy, if you will. It feels too boomy.
Like
having
an accent.
Yeah, it feels too. It feels like it feels too robotic, right? I don't. To me, it does. Just because there's no swing to the kick, it needs to be off grid a little bit more than how it is. And personally, just shorten up the kick. But that's me. And then I guess what you were saying regarding that one section that you didn't like the
flow. Of
yeah,
the rhythmic.
Maybe try throwing an LFO tool on your flow and see if just messing with the LFO tool and see if it keeping the same flow that you have, but throw an LFO tool on it and see if like messing with the rate pattern on the LFO tool or like cutting off the end section or the beginning section of the sound kind of makes it have a cool swing to it. I don't know. I think the LFO tool can go a long way with certain patterns that might sound too generic, and just throwing the LFO tool on it and having it just have a little bit more of a uniqueness by cutting off the ends or the beginning of certain sounds and having a swing on it. But yeah.
Yeah, I think adding some type of swing actually might be what I was thinking in my head. It's like just a little more movement with it, because you are at a lower BPM with 130, so the swing can sound really cool as well. But yeah, overall mix wise, I think you're sounding really good. I'm not sure how much you changed the mix from last week, but it sounds really good in my opinion. So I think you really leveled up this song. I think subjectively, again, maybe you put like a dog howl at the end, and maybe it's getting 8-bit into like the AI since like it's Bogard, I don't know. I thought that could be a cool idea. It could be totally cheesy, like how Wooly sometimes puts a woolly mammoth at the end of his track, but it could be cool for a new brand or something.
He's just trying to pump the NVIDIA stock, which is all good. I get it.
Look, I have invested interest, and that's okay. I'm just kidding. But good stuff, dude. Good stuff. Let me get this dropped in chat, or not this. Hold up. Whoop. I have so many windows open. There we go. Oh, thanks for submitting, man. You're killing it lately. I think you really found your groove and your style. So I'm happy for you. Next we have someone that submitted last week too, and so we have pasta, yeah? Is it yeah? I believe so. I saw him in chat though. Oh yeah, it's his new SoundCloud. Go follow that one. Pasta, yeah. Okay.
think it. Do you guys still hear it? I stopped hearing it.
You
Is
stopped
everybody
hearing
hearing it? Yeah, we play it up again. Okay, I can hear it. I can hear it.
We good? Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
You heard it the
Keep
rest
going.
time, right?
Yeah, now I can hear it. Keep going.
Okay. Ah, damn.
If I asked you to dance, would you say yes? They said it was the end of the world.
Yo, good stuff, Pasta. I feel like all your writing is very deep. Like the last track you submitted also had like a lot of like actual songwriting elements that kept changing, and to take that risk is really cool to see how many different elements you had going in the track. Like especially the beginning of the track, no idea we were gonna turn to like this DMB ish. It was not DMB, but like the up tempo with the vocal. So, but I do have a few things of feedback, which is, let me pull up this real quick. The vocal presence with the lead in the intro, like I think it's just most of the stuff's probably gonna be like gain stage related, but I think like you can bring your vocal up a little bit and add more presence to it in your intro, especially with your lead here at the very beginning, because it kind of feels like it's supporting the lead rather than the other way around, in my opinion. Next thing I have is, once again, the breakdown, your vocals can come up, and I think that's just kind of a common theme for the most part. Your drop, you kind of, when we first hit this, all your melodic stuff can be boosted, like your saws and all this. They're quite quiet compared to everything else, and I think you bring them up, even adding a good mid bass to really comprehend, like, and honestly like fit with the saw. Like you can just have like a basic saw mid bass.
I think you mean compliment.
Compliment. What did I say? Comprehend? Yeah, compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It clicked a little bit in my head. I was like, what did I say? Well, I thought I said compliment.
You're
Yeah.
good. Keep going.
But yeah, I think you adding that, gain staging it up, everything appropriately, kind of where your dubstep fills and everything are, like kind of make it around the same level, because it's really pretty and the melodic sounds really good. Yeah, just overall most of the sense that can come up for the most part, and even in the breakdown section here, this vocal can definitely come up a little bit as well, or other stuff can come down, but make sure your vocal comes up front a little more is kind of the most part what I have there. What you got?
Can you play the second half of the drop? If you
Yes,
don't mind?
where it switches up.
Yeah. Okay. I think if how do I explain this? I think at certain parts during the drop there needs to be more dry sections, if that makes sense, and it could be just for like some sort of like fill, where it just has meaning like a small like 2 count, 4 count, 1 bar, half bar type fill section where I think taking out a bit of I want to say background elements, but I feel like it's too dynamically in the same range throughout the whole track. I mean, obviously you go out of it by like the second half, but I think there needs to be like little pockets of not so much background elements because it's a really fast moving track, right? And I think there needs to be little pockets where it might make the track feel like it's slowing down for a second by having those dry pockets, if that makes any sense.
I think a good way of doing this. Sorry to chime in, but
No, you're good. You're good.
could be even just having that vocal by itself. So say you have this 32 bar drop, right? And you're 16, you're transitioning to the part that we just re-listened to. Maybe it's just the kick's gone. It's like her just kind of doing her motif for a bar or two, and then all of a sudden the synths are kind of swelling back into it, and then you're back into it, where you kind of give them that second break, or even just a slight breakdown, even like something small like that.
And I think the most would be like a bar or half bar. You know what I mean? 4 counts or 2 counts. I don't think doing 8 counts would be the but I think just having like if that makes sense. So
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have to pick and choose where if it did and it may not sound good to do it, but I think it might I think trying it out, just see if there is a spot for it to work out, and if it does add to the track, awesome. But if it makes it worse, don't do it. You know what I mean? Go with your gut. So
I think you could do it. There's a lot of good melodic thing, even for a 4 count. Just think of it like dubstep. You have that 16 bar drop right before you're going back into the beginning 8 phrase. You have that slight turnaround, whatever that usually is. Just kind of think of the same thing here and just let the track breathe, because like you said, it is a lot of energy, and like once those sensitive
which is
things
great.
mix great, like it's gonna be a banger. It's very fun. It's very lively. Like everyone in the chat had the same kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Virtual Self. You know what I mean? So and I
Yes.
love Virtual Self. But anyways, so
Yeah, but awesome track. I would definitely like to see this updated next week as well, because I see you still got to write the second drop as well. But I think it's really cool, man. I think you keep running with it, and glad to see you submit again. Let me plug real quick. Everyone go support Pasta. Go give him a follow. Second drop coming soon. We love that. We love that. Alrighty, and now Pasta. We have is Crave in here. Need some like elevator music. Doo doo.
moment of silence for Crave.
Yeah.
I feel like regardless, just run through who may not be here or may be here, but I think regardless, I think running through everybody's just so if they want to check. You know what I mean? After,
We can definitely do that. All right, I don't see Crave. So I'll call out a few people. Tang, Kiro, and Hoya, which I've seen Hoya in the chat, I believe. So is anyone...
Crave is here.
Someone say elevator. Oh, Crave is here. Okay, let's go. No F's in the chat. We're back. All right, let's run it. Whip one.
which I love. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Your your mic your mic went out again. Just to let you know.
I keep forgetting I fucking mute this every time I'm listening, dude. Oh my god. I need like a F switch for myself so I can just tap it every time I fuck up. Okay, so intro really good. Intro's really good. I like the orchestral stuff. The LFO kind of flow to it. Sounds great. The part where the drums come in, I love it. It's very refreshing. The build up, I think you can add something in there, maybe a motif, or even if you don't want to add a motif and keep it as is, then bring the effects up, kind of that traditional siren riser you have going on. Since we have the extra space, I think you can bring it up a little more. And as far as the drop goes, I think the motif that you have with the bass rhythm is really good. I think you are just need to go back in and make the basses sound a little fuller. They sound airy, but I think you could either layer it or even go back into sound design, maybe do a little more distortion, compression, add a few more effects, and make them sound a little more fuller in general, like kind of like traditional dubstep bass. But I think the movement and everything's fine with it, so I wouldn't change that personally. And yeah, the final turnaround there too, right when we cut off of the clip, I like that. I think that's gonna go tight whatever B section you go into.
So if you do want to make things more full, that is obviously up to you, Crave. But I would say maybe a Fresh Air can help with that. It's a plugin that's free.
By Slate.
Just type in Fresh.
Here,
just
I'll
type
look
in,
it up while you're talking right now, and I'll put it.
Yeah. It can help fill stuff out really easily. That may not need like OTT or whatever. Really good for respace and stuff like that, and good for dubstep basses as a whole. So check out Fresh Air. There's a saturator. It's not free, but it's really good, called Tantrum. And I use it for dubstep. It's a good saturator. But anyways, regarding anything, can you play the second half of the drop?
Yes. Second half. Here we go.
I think if you maybe tried, that's the right word. You could probably take out the drums and have like a really cool like one bar, like just or I guess you could have 2 bars of it, but just straight sidechain and just have like the groove going. So I think with house tracks, it's during your switch up, I think you could just take out the drums during like 1 count or 2 counts during your second 16 bar. So I think you just have the sidechain going where your drums were, just have like a small little no drum section. I guess I don't want to call it psych out because I think it would still flow well with the sidechain. Not really a psych out, but there's that. And then you could take a riser and throw it underneath and then have it just I guess instead of having it be really cheesy and just doing just a constant riser down, have it be you could have a, how do I explain this?
You could LFO tool it.
Well, yeah, you could have LFO tool, or you could have it use Transgate. So Transgate from kilohertz, just have it like on like eighth notes and have the dry wet like halfway, so it's like kind of having a rolling effect with the Transgate as well as keeping the normal sustain of it. I think I'm saying it right, Transgate. Unless I'm stupid.
I think that's right. In kilohertz.
Yeah, Transgate. Yeah, so Transgate with like sustains are really cool because you can kind of make it rolly but not rolly at the same time by having it be like an eighth note or 16th note, whatever you want to have it, and then have like the dry wet be like 45%, 50%, something like that. That'd be cool for like a background sustain if you wanted to throw that on there. So anyways,
yeah. And then last thing, I hope we're at the very end where the turnaround is. I hope you do some with that flow where it's kind of the high bass here. I think that would be really cool with a house flow as well in your next section or wherever you decide to take it. But I think that'd be really cool to go with. But
You mean having that be like the introduction of that sound for it? Yeah.
yeah. So say if it was gonna keep going in the drop or something, like that would be like the next section or something like that bass. I think the bass sounds really cool. I think that would go really hard with just like a basic drum loop too. Like keep it simplistic. But
Yeah, if you wanted to, you could have a drum fill, or sorry, you could have if you wanted to with how I said taking out your drums, you could throw like a breakbeat pattern underneath it when you take out your drums and have like a tool break.
yeah, that'd be tight.
So
You can never go wrong with breakbeat.
No. Yeah.
Well, dope
Anyways.
stuff, Crave. Glad you submitted it. I hope to see a future evolution of this track as well. As always, everyone, go drop Crave a follow on SoundCloud. The heat. Next, we have Tang, and Tang submitted last week. I saw he was in chat. He was really dope, so I'm interested to see. This looks like it's gonna be a banger too. Maybe a session or two. All right. I agree, Tony. Yeah, that's some sick stuff. Oh. Yo, Tang,
might-
Tang the fucked out. What are you thinking?
Do you mind? Okay, so for the second drop, I would say Can you play the second eight? Well, the second 8 bars, because there's the gun bass that comes in. That's
Like
that I just want to say.
this point here?
A little bit farther. Yeah. So that bass. I don't know if you have it layered with like a percussion sound. It could be like a hi hat, or it could be pink noise or white noise. But I think having like a bottom layer where it's like a pink noise or a percussion element, like a a perk. Um, it could be anything, but I would say like I would say a job a job perk from his percussion pack. He has some really good ones that are good for layering with guns. Um,
Ooh.
but
Is that
I think
Splice?
no, it's his. You have to buy it from him personally.
Okay.
You gotta actually give him a little bit of moolah. But
Okay.
anyways,
Okay.
yeah. But any percussion would work. You know what I mean? But I think just having one more bottom layer on that sound would be nice. And then yeah. Other than that, I would say that your main bass in your first drop is really sick, and I think it's one of those basses where if you wanted to for another song, throw like an LFO tool on it, and I think LFO tool is goated first of all, but I don't think it's talked about enough. But I think if you wanted to reuse that bass for a new song, meaning like finish this one, since fucking sometimes we have like as dubstep producers we don't want to reuse sounds, but I think you definitely could reuse that sound again and throw like an LFO tool on it. So,
Reuse sounds.
anyways,
For sure.
yeah, who reuses them?
I yeah. I think the motif, the whole rhythm of it is so swingy and so cool. The offbeat drums, the offbeat hits, like it's really good. Yeah, I was very entertained. The one thing that I personally I don't know if I'm fan. It's this long break as soon as we get into the 8 bars. I think this would be what, the 16 bar or the 8 bar right here, where it's just it just feels really. I don't know. The energy just feels like it dies. Maybe shorter.
I think if you had vocals in there, it would sound fine, like something hyping it up
Oh,
somehow.
yeah, that could.
I don't know if you had some vocals were worked out well and you wanted to still have it, but I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah, as is, I think it's a big energy buster. But yeah, if you put something in there to keep it entertained while the bass goes away, I think that would be perfectly fine because this whole other section's really good. I think you gotta sustain. I think you can bring your sustain up just a tad bit.
Yeah, you can bring it up, then maybe push it to the right slightly. Because the right.
Yeah. I think it could come up a little bit, for sure, and yeah, push down the space as well.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I say the right side is because the right side you don't hear as predominantly as your left side. So you just bring up it in the mix slightly, then move it over to the right.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So your left side of your ear as a human, you're going to hear it more. So if you want to have a background element or something be in the drop, in your main basses are centered, maybe have your like your sustain or whatever shifted to the right slightly, and then you could have your main basses if you want to shifted to the left slightly, because your left ear hears predominantly more. So
I've never heard that.
yeah,
That's crazy. Look at that.
Yeah.
Learn something every day.
there you
What?
go.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah,
there you go.
don't lose hearing in your left ear. That's what
So, anyways, I'm just gonna listen to the stream like this.
yeah.
No,
Exactly.
but really fire stuff, dude. Your stuff's really unique. It's totally different from what you submitted last week in the same style. I agree that it has like that hall bass, that sub, which is just fat and takes up 70% of the mix, but it's fire. It's fire. Keep working on this. Send it to me later. I think it's really dope. And good stuff as well. Let me submit this up. Everyone go give Tang a follow as well.
Unless I'm retarded, 'cause I literally just typed in dominant ear and it says right ear. But if I'm not mistaken, and I always push my stuff to the right, if I don't want to hear it. So I could be smoking crack, but from what I know, it's if you want to have elements be more dominant, you would rather have it either be centered or to the left, and then if you want it to be, but maybe I'm completely wrong, but I don't think so. But anyways, keep going. I googled it to make sure I'm not spitting out fucking dumb facts.
Fact checked himself
Yeah,
live.
it's-
Ha! You guys
yeah.
didn't get to it at the time. Kuro? I don't know. I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry, everyone. Are you in chat? 100% reverb on the sub for depth. 100%. All right. Let's hear it. I'll see Cure typing yet. We'll give him a second. If not, we have Hoya, Flipper, Disrupt. Your track is not available, so make that available. Let's see. Anyone in those categories? Blood pack subs are dangerous, apparently. Okay, I think you could be right or lefty or dominant. Like
Okay, so here it is. Here it is. Some have specifically suggested the left ear has more heightened ability to detect emotional tone. I think that's why it comes from. Because music is more emotional. Yeah, sorry. Anyways.
My intro's thrown together like this morning. Okay, so we have Hoya and then Flipper here. Okay, cool. We'll go.
I just wanted to make sure I'm not spitting out dumb facts. Sorry,
I'm about to post it up as a short on YouTube, and everyone's about to be like, actually.
Yeah. So.
Okay, we got Into the Dark by Hoya. He said he put the intro together this morning. Let's get it. It's a thick Reese. Why is this so washed out? It's so weird. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, fucking banger, dude. Into the Dark.
Could I
Go right ahead.
Alright, I think the Yoi. I love the Yois. Brings me back. AFK would be proud right now.
AFK would be very proud.
Very proud of that Yoi. But I think it'd be nice maybe to kind of have it be, I guess, a little bit modernized, if you will. Maybe throw in like, I mean, I don't know if you're in Ableton or not, so I'm just gonna use multipass. But maybe throw a multipass on it, then throw a redux. You know, in the mid bass or in the mid band region, then either keeping the high band on or off depending on how it sounds. Meaning if you want to have it bleed into the highs or not.
Real quick, not to interrupt you. Oh yeah, are you on Ableton? Real quick. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, because if you're not on Ableton, you can just do it with you don't have to have it be. You could have it be on the lows as well, so it doesn't matter.
FL.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just using multipass for the example. Yeah, I think maybe having like a redux on the Yoi might be cool, or some sort of thing where it just kind of has it more modernized, if you will. Maybe giving it kind of a barely alive Yoi by having the redux on there, makes it a little bit shittier quality, but cool. I don't mean that meaning a lot of barely alive sounds or have that redux, and they're purposely using a lot of redux on stuff at times. So.
I think to go with that, I think two things. One, I think you could either have your normal Yois in the first drop, and the second one could be modernized as well to keep it, like, feel like it's evolving. And two, I think towards the end, how the last drop's extended, I feel like you could probably just run the chugs rather than keep having the same call response with the Yoi. I feel like you could have it a little more sparingly, because the Yoi is, like, very powerful and for me as, like, a motif changer. And it sounds really good. I don't know if you designed it yourself, but it's a really nice Yoi. which are hard to get really clean and predominant. One thing you could add as well, I don't know, oh, they actually did add it in kilohertz. They have a convolution reverb as well, where you can take, any sound really. But if you
The convolver.
yeah, convolver, thank you. Sorry. I'm not with the times. But use the convolver, and if you're able, are you able to drop full samples in it? I haven't got mine updated yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can drop
So,
anything into it.
You could take another Yoi, say a splice, or you make another one, and take the tail of that and use it to blend in with your first one, and it really gets, at least for me, I get really good results, like blending a tail of a Yoi with an original Yoi. It just kind of works and sounds good pitch-wise as well. But not to go down just like a whole Yoi rabbit hole, sorry. I didn't know if I cut you off.
No, you didn't. No.
Okay.
No. And there's nothing wrong with using a samplifier sound, by the way, bro. Nothing wrong
The
with
sustain, everyone knows that phone sustain by now.
it. Yeah, nothing wrong with it, bro.
Oh wait, was it? Oh, not gonna lie. Oh, a samplifier sound. Good. Yeah. His
Yeah,
shit's fire.
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. That's why it's like it's yeah.
I get it. I get it now. Yeah. Who cares? It sounds great. One thing I would say, I'm not really gonna go in much on the intro because you said you just made it this morning. So like, I'm gonna let you build that up. I'm assuming you're gonna build more to the intro of the track and not just leave it with Reese and War Drums by itself. So, if you're not, I would add some more. If you are, do whatever you're going to. Other than that, let me run real quick the first drop. I'm not a big fan of the riser. I don't know if that's just subjective though. It just kind of sounds like an old like 2015-17 riser. Maybe get a little more creative with it. Maybe not. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, that sounds good. What was I thinking? I think it was this part. One thing that I noticed recently, I don't know who did it, but having your fake out, you have the da 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 as your, and that's what your like motif is going in the drop. But I would use it for like the second 4 bars where you have the da 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 da, and then your A section maybe you're just a quarter note again, bump 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 bump, and then when you go to your second 4 bar, you have your fake out motif there. I've heard it on a few tracks and it sounds really good because you already heard the motif. Then you switch to the A bar or the A section, and you're like, oh, okay, this is different, this is cool. And then when they go back to the B section, it reminds them like, oh yeah, I just heard this in the fake out. So that's totally subjective, but I think that could really help with the flow as well. You have anything on the flow or drop or anything like that, or?
I think for me the flow's. I don't want to say it's fine, but I think it's fine. I think the only thing that I would. How do I explain this? To me, those flows. I'm someone who It's very. I don't want.
You're not.
It's very subsidia.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not the subsidia bro step person.
No, I enjoy it. I just, for me, it's, how do I explain this? It's not something that I'm gonna enjoy it listening to it live versus listening to it at my house more. If that makes sense. And that's not a diss towards you at all, man. It's just, for me, it's one of those tracks where I think those tunes, they're better for live situations.
100%. Like,
so,
if you heard the Subsidia comp that just came out, half the songs have the same shit. Fill on the downbeat, on the 3 the sustain, and you have quarter note chugs. So you're not reinventing the wheel at all. But you listen to the compilation in your house, and you're like, I feel like I'm listening to the same song.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to be honest. It's one of those tunes to where I think great live. For me, it's one of those tracks to where, like, within a month, it but yeah, I guess what I'm saying, if you want to spice it up a little bit, maybe just try to have it not be so Subsidia, if that makes sense, and maybe do you with this track and have it be you and keep it the way you have it, but somehow make it a little bit more unique to where it's not so, I don't want to say cookie cutter, but you know what I'm saying.
Or if you, 100%. Or if you want to do kind of what I've been doing lately, which is like, I love the quarter note stuff, so I make that obviously. First, second drop, very Subsidia like. Third drop, my own style, flow, and creativity. Kind of like throw it out there, like same style basis, but completely different. Like flow, we're not doing quarter notes, we're doing whatever I feel like, and I experiment a lot with that.
I just want to say, Subsidia is fine. But my gripe is that at a certain point, there's at a certain point, it's the same pattern, same bases almost, same this, and and almost the vocals are the same too, where it just feels a little bit stale. You know what I mean? And but it goes off live. But for me, when I'm scrolling through the whole compilation, and after a while, I'm like, did I just listen to the same track? But I know it's not that, and I know it's me being a little bit of a bitch. So, but anyways.
Well, I mean, look, and then that Subsidia.
No, like
is
Cookie
double-
Cutter isn't bad. Listen, you're gonna get more shows that way probably than me
You
sitting
will.
here.
You will get mainstream shit.
Being a bitch and saying it's gotta not be Cookie Cutter. Do you have fun? Yeah, have fun. That's all that matters. Yeah, exactly. Have
If
fun.
you enjoy making it, make it.
Have fun. Yeah, exactly. It's me just being honest. That's all.
It's just Subsidia's really doubled down on what they want. I mean, even my most recent video on how to Subsidia, I talked about this. Like, they're really down to the quarter note sustain. Like, it's just what it is. It's cookie cutter, but you know, your sounds are interesting enough to make it work. I think that's the hardest thing with quarter note dubstep.
And let me say this: your tracks, Hooja, are 20 trillion times better than my first tracks. So fucking do you, man. And you're literally killing it. All right, man. Like, my first tracks were complete dog shit. Completely dog shit. And this is way not dog shit. This is like really good production. All right. So trust me, you're light years ahead of work. Yeah. Trust me, bro. Like, so it wasn't supposed to be a diss. It was more just me being, I was just speaking my mind versus just saying like, yeah, it's cool, and just saying that is Hooja.
I will never get anyone's name right apparently tonight.
Hooja.
I'm like 0
Alright.
for 20, so maybe
But
you should
anyways.
start naming. Honestly, gas track, dude. I love the bass sounds. It's great. We're just giving you a little, and the yoys go hard. But like I said,
I can say everything's cool. You know what I mean? But I can't. I think it's doing everybody a disservice if I just say yeah, it's cool and just move on.
No,
I think
no, and that's what they're here for. Is that
So.
I think other than the yoi, the one thing I want to touch up on is, like I said, cut down on using the yoi. Like, still have it in the parts, but I would find other fills. Maybe you can find, like, maybe not just like a one-shot quarter note. Maybe like going back to like company style, like a glitch that's flowy but doesn't necessarily have like a tempo or something. That would be really strong as well in between your 4 bars where you're doing the fills.
I hate to bring it back up again. LFO tool. It might sound cool on a basic pattern like this, and it might make that basic pattern just have a little bit more swing to it. So.
Tremor's
anyways.
gonna bully me into getting LFO tool after tonight.
This shit's like fucking 9 years old. You should have it.
I use utility like a basic bitch.
Yeah.
And waste way more time. Yeah, but yeah, honestly, fire track, dude. I don't know if you submitted last week. I feel like I saw you in chat, but it looks familiar, so good stuff. I'm gonna post it up. Everyone go give.
Yeah, man, and keep up your journey,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome. That like, please don't take anything that I say literally. Just it's more just me being in the game for so long and having my love-hate relationship with dubstep.
No. Tremorr is awesome at feedback. When I was still when I was into Fire Society, still learning how to write, he was very nice but very constructive on how to improve my tracks. Where there's some instructors that were just like, "This is ass next," and you're like, "Okay, cool." So no, I think everyone in this chat, for the most part, Andrew, like, my community is all about like self-improving their tracks and know that we're not just gonna be like, "That's cool," and move on. So don't worry about saying what you want. Completely
Blood
fine.
Pack, I love you.
Okay, Flipper. I think I'm 100% sure Flipper's in here. The harder the feedback, the better. See, the people that love getting their tracks like torn apart, you guys are gonna grow exponentially. Like, if you don't have an ego,
Yeah, don't do what I did for like the first 3 years, 4 years of my fucking career, and I was like, it's my way or the highway. I'll be the person that will admit firsthand that I was that fucking idiot that didn't listen to people when I should have. So, and it's also, you gotta listen to yourself too, but you also gotta hear people out. So.
Exactly. So I'm pretty sure Flipper's here. I'll give him another minute. I think he's under a different name though. I think he starts with F. I don't recall. Let me see. Scroll up lane real quick. In the meantime, how's everyone doing this evening on this wonderful Wednesday, at least in LA for us? The weather is nice.
Whatever time zone you're in.
Yeah, whatever time zone you're in.
Yeah. Flipper's here,
okay,
I think.
Cool. Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
Run it. Cool. All right, bah, like a sheep. Under comedy, okay.
freezing in my room right now.
I cannot relate. I need to turn on this fan. I'm sweating. Well, I'm running back 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Yo, fresh whip 4 hours ago. Flipper with the heat. Would you like to
The
go
gun
first?
bass? Yeah, the gun. Can you go play the gun basses one more time?
The
So-
8 bar.
Yeah. So if you wanted to, the guns feel a little bit weak, but I would say it just comes down to having a little bit more layers to it. There's this one bass this one VST that's pretty cool called the Freak Show VSTs is the company. Let me find the actual thing. It's called Freak Show, and then it's this one? No. Which one is it?
Let's hear. They
I'm trying,
have.
it's Dumpster Fire. So if you check out Dumpster here, I'm copying paste. Oh no.
Wait, they have a thing called Dick Smasher?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Weaponized distortion coming sprong 22. Who is.
Yeah, so there's this plugin called Dumpster Fire that's pretty good. And I think it's, in my opinion, you can get some really cool sounds by just taking the bass that you already have right there, sampling it out, putting it into an audio channel, then putting, I would say EQing out the lows, or doing some EQing so it's not the same exact frequencies. It's not as full as your main bass, your main gun layer. So maybe cut out the highs a little bit more, cut out more of the lows, if you will, and then have Dumpster Fire before doing the EQing. But I think Dumpster Fire is a really good one for having another layer of gun basses, just to get another tonal sound of it. And then I would also suggest, what else do I suggest for that? I guess Convolver. If you don't have Convolver, try using Convolver, because for gun basses, Convolver is pretty OP.
If you're an
Yeah.
Ableton user, you can use hybrid reverb and turn it all the way to the convolution side, by the way.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. If you're not able, Convolver. I personally still use Convolver, even though I'm enabled. It's the same thing, but I like using Convolver more. It was just the guns. That was it.
Yeah, and I think as well. Actually, Tony kind of brought up the point that I'm gonna say, which is the guns can come up as well. It sounds like they're audibly quieter. Now, if you add more layers, it will do that as well.
That's what I was getting at. I didn't want to say just turn them up, because
Okay.
they need to be turned up. But I think layers will help with that.
Yeah. Other than that, let me see. Hold on. Ooh. Tune things. I think as well on your sub, I can't really tell 100%. I know it's following the gunshot basis, but for what helps with me doing gunshots is when you're fuck me if I can fucking talk. The transposition going down, make it like boom, boom. So it's like boom, boom. Like when you kind of what you're naturally gonna hear. You're not gonna hear a gunshot go where it spikes and goes down, right? You want your sub to kind of kind of have a little bit of bend for me.
So you can throw an LFO or an envelope on the master tune or whatever the fuck it's called in Serum, the master pitch.
The pitch and the transpose.
Yeah, but the master pitch, whatever the fuck thing's called, right? I can't think right now. And or do it on the cross pitch, or whatever. Yeah, I think the course pitch. If you want to throw it on the course pitch, you can do it on there too. But,
Very little with the course pitch.
yeah.
Other than that, you put the intro together in 10 minutes. I'm not gonna go over the intro. It needs to be more full. I'm not a fan of like the sign riser. Totally subjective, man. I think honestly, you can just grab a ton of risers or effects from Splice, super easy, or you can make them yourself. But I think something maybe a little more sound designish or just blends a little better. But like I said, you said 10 minutes on this. I'm really not gonna go that hard on it. I think your chugs as well. Boom, boom. I hear your sub is actually mimicking them. I think those can come up. I think you could either just like soft clip and boost them, add more layers, compress them together, boost them. But I think they could be more gritty and have a little more high end. If you have like Amp or something, or Fresh Air by Slate, which we dropped, that adds a really good brightness and adds a little crunch. You can either do this in your sub as well. If you're an Ableton user, you can use the preset Hiss and just widen the band a little bit and then play with the amount and then compress it together, or even distort it and then compress / limit it, or soft clip it, whatever your fancy is there. But I think it'd add a little more grit. I think the layout of the drop is fine. I don't have any problems with that. I don't know about you.
No, I was gonna say if you want to make stuff wider, probably use this VST.
Yeah.
This one's pretty good.
You dropping it in?
Sorry. Yeah, just called wider if you don't have it.
Oh, wider. Yeah, and they just came out with 2.0. Do you know that? Where you can actually now you can actually pass what's getting wider.
Okay, well that's great. I haven't downloaded the 2.0, but yeah, if you want to make stuff wider, I'd say use that plugin. It's free.
Phenomenal. I'll plug it real quick.
I already did.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I did on my basic. It's not Tremorr. It's just basic. Andrew, my normal name.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I'm on my side. Fucking, I can't sign into my other fucking thing.
Wait, did it not allow it? I don't see it. Did it not allow it? Or
maybe it didn't allow it. I don't know.
Do you guys see it?
But
2.0 kind of sick. I don't know how to. Once again, Boomer here, but it like doesn't. You know, like Twitch, it'll like, hey, do you want to allow this message or something? Yeah, like YouTube doesn't do that, so I will just drop it real quick, I guess.
There you go. I just sent it too.
There we go. It's so weird. Oh wait, is that right? 563. Yeah. Okay. That's on the forum. I'll bring you right to it. It's a YouTube video explaining it. But yeah, 2.0 I heard is kind of sick. I don't have it either, but I saw someone using it and I was like, that shit's tight. So, gassed up on the hop. Okay, so Flipper fire track, dude. I hope you send me this maybe next week and get the update on it, because it's really tight. And everyone, go help out our boy Flipper. Go give him a follow. And good track, dude. All right, Disrupt. Did you? I'm pretty sure you probably added Blood Pack, Diamond Step. Have we just gotten so many since we started? Is Disrupt here? Disrupt, send me another link in the meantime. We'll go to Grim. Hold back. I'm pretty sure
it's right there. Hold on, it's right there.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah, hold on. Let him get this through. Let Disrupt get this one through. Hold on, Disrupt. Just send it right here, or send it to one of us personally.
Yeah,
I want to get you.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's been waiting. Hold on, I just want to get him in. So I feel bad.
Did I miss it? Blood Pack? Wait, Diamond Step. Hold up. No, it's not Diamond Step. It's Disrupt. I'm tripping.
I think
it's gotta be like right.
I think scroll up. He said I saw, unless it's the one that you clicked.
Lodian, Grim. It's this one, but it says. Yeah, the track has been removed. Oh, okay. He just sent DMs. Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Sweet. All right. Mission failed by Disrupt. Let's get it. He produces some fire stuff, so I can't wait to see. 2 hours old. Let's get it. Disrupt, don't sell yourself short. I've heard some of your traps.
losing this foot. Down to this. Pick it up. Last roll. Come on.
All right, yo, fire track, dude. I see that you do this thing where you have you like to do like a melodics like B section, kind of like not Ace Aura style where it's like the melodic rhythm, but I like how you add those elements into your second drop usually.
Complete the mission.
Okay, you want to go first or you want me to?
I think having a scream bass on your first, I think having some sort of scream 2 bar 2 count, just half a bar 2 count fill. It could be on the start of a 2 bar, meaning like be on the start of your second half of whatever 4 bar if you wanted to on like that first 2 counts, or it could be on a snare leading into the next 4 bar. It could be the snare leading into the next 2 bar of the first 4 bar count of whatever
You're
the
saying
fuck.
like
But I
what
think that,
would generally be like the turnaround area.
yeah,
Or,
like some, yeah,
4
exactly,
bar?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly, yeah, or it could be on the, yeah, exactly. Turnaround areas of any 2 count, 4 bar count, 8. You know what I mean? I feel like there could be a nice where it just cuts out from your constant floor of the floor, quarter notes. And by that I mean like it could be. I guess like the best example would be like a Murata type scream. I guess how he does it, where it's very, just like in your face, for 2 counts, 2 counts or 4 counts, like, it just goes down some sort of pitch. A really bad scream. But listen, bro, I think there could be a cool little switch with a scream bass. Keep going. That was a really bad scream
No.
bass I just did with my mouth.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
We're losing this foot.
I think for me as well, I think you have this noise chug bass, right? And what I would do is I would go back into the session or wherever you sound design these from, or if you got them from a pack, I'm not sure, but make a few slight iterations of it. Maybe like the FM a little high or bend or whatever. Move your filter just slightly, not necessarily where you're just messing with the transpose, but actually in the patch, and have that for like your second 8 bar where it's just slightly different. Still the same kind of noisy bass, but it has a slight, instead of wump wump, it could go maybe up-ish, or it has like a different resonant at a point. Just kind of gives like a more of a push-pull. And likewise, I think you could probably distort and even bring up this chug bass a little more. I know the sustain's more in front here, especially with the chug. Not really, actually. It's more front. Yeah, I think you have more grit to your chugs as well. Even though your sustain is doing that, your sub, obviously the second, third, fourth harmonic, I can hear it. It's like kind of like the 808 style. But I think overall, distorting maybe your low mids as well, and having a little more grit as well in the high end. I think your mids are fine. So I guess what I'm saying is add a little more to low mids, but don't make it too muddy. Obviously, you have to compensate where your sub is. I don't know why I'm looking over here. So, and then obviously your high end, I think you can bring up brightness, fresh air, distortion, and then just multi-band, maybe the high end to make it fit. I think would be really good, because I think you get up front very woolly kind of style, even though yours is a little more noisier. Like his stuff is very up front.
My man loves Wooly. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a lot of bro step. I mean, we have like
I know. I know.
4 main people on top of the bro step, so it's hard to
No, I know. I'm just...
vary from what's good. So I think that could really work. And I think also adding a slight delay, if you're working in audio as well, or even in your patch, you can add either a channel delay and add like 20 milliseconds or something sometimes to where it kind of adds a little bit of swing, or even like enveloping it so it's instead of don't wump duh wump duh, like even just a little bit of change in I don't know what you call it, like negative
So,
space.
yeah, something that might be cool if you if you throw an EQ on it,
He's
and
about
then
to say
have it.
LFO tool. He's about to say LFO.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. If you're in Ableton, or if you're not in Ableton, whatever you're in, but take an LFO and kind of make some peaks. You know, get some get some notches going on. You know, some notches going down, notches going up, and have them be kind of you know, vocally notches, if you will. And if you're in Ableton using like the one format ones, you
Yeah.
use like the AEIOUs. You know what I mean?
Vocal OE, you'll find them all if you
Yeah,
control that.
and then if you're not Ableton, then I'm kind of speaking to nothing. But you could use the LFO follower and
He's
map
in
it.
Ableton.
Okay, sweet. Use the LFO follower and map it to the notches that you have peaked out, and kind of making it have a little more dynamics in the sound by getting some frequencies popping out that aren't that are more unique to the sound, if you will, because it might make it sound a little bit less. I don't want to say like everybody else. You know, kind of having your own quality to it, if you will. So.
Yeah. And one thing to add, when you're adding those formants, like you can kind of go crazy with it. Because obviously it's gonna peak your sound. So say you do like a really hard peak in like I don't know, like the low 1Ks or even like high hundreds. Just put a limiter at the end, and it will catch that peak. Or obviously you can do compression
Or a
soft clip
soothe.
it.
Or a soothe.
Soothe is really good for this as well at the end. So you can create that resonant and it will create that tonality, but then it won't absolutely disrupt your master. And if you soothe, limit it, soft clip your basses, boom, and now you just added tonality with that. Disperser could actually do pretty well on this bass too, I think, as well.
I bet there's a disperser on it though. I'd be shocked if there wasn't.
Disperser's god tier. Or just throw, what is it, the poor man's disperser, like 20 EQ threes on there, or whatever it is they're doing.
I mean, if you don't have disperser in 2020, listen, I'm not gonna say, but it's kind of
Disperser's goated. Use disperser on everything. But no, really good stuff. I want to quickly just touch up on the melodic section real quick. Yeah, I think your basses can come up in this section as well. Push it a lot more.
I wasn't gonna. I think the second drop is so new. I didn't want to comment on it. Right.
Yeah, mix wise, yeah. I think as long as you're putting the strings more in either like completely mono or like more in the stereo field, you'll be perfectly fine. Wherever your basses are sitting, put it opposite of that, and then you won't have a problem with your basses being so loud that it drowns out the violins or violas and all that stuff. But I think it's really cool start, and I think once you get the mix down, add a couple things, I think this will be like very banger. Yeah, I think that's all I had for it. What about you?
No, I the only thing that it's just having a bit more dynamics that makes it, because there's so many basses in dubstep where I guess my thing is there can only be so many basses that people make, right? And it's kind of just having those little small post-processing small tweaks that make it not be so similar, because there's only so many sounds you can make a day, and kind of just making it sound yours slightly by having small little things like that with like the EQ thing that I suggested. So anyways, sorry, my ramble.
Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I think overall, let's see here first. Thank you guys. Nah, man, only 2 layers. Yeah, I think you got a few more layers to that and compress them together as well, or distort them together.
And don't overlayer it, but find the right amount of layers to where it makes sense, to where you're not just adding stuff to where you can't even hear it. Because once you're adding shit and you don't hear it, you're just adding noise that's gonna worsen your mix down probably. So
I can attest to this because I used to do that all the time, where layers would be like 11, 12 deep, and they'd be so low where it's like you don't really even hear it. Yeah. It's like if you're really not even hearing it, it's supposed to be up front, like creating some type of tonality or something in your bass, get rid of it. Find something else that's going to fit the mix, or find something that's better going to fit the sound. And don't be afraid to use samples, because those are great. So, especially filling it in once you have a sound. Yeah. Disrupt, I'm glad to see you submit again. Hope to see you submit it again next week. And everyone, go drop Disrupt a follow as well. Good stuff, dude. Who did I skip here? Grim, you're up next, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
he's here. He's here.
Bass is most tight.
So, I can't. There you
What happened last time? I think all I did is, can you hear it now?
go. Yeah. It's just being stupid. Yeah, keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Run it back. All right. Yo, solid shit, Grim.
Yeah, it's really solid.
It's personality for sure. I like it. Second drop's really cool as well. I think second drops were mixed pretty well, honestly, because you're doing the bass guitar. Everything else kind of complements it very well. Nothing's getting in the way. I really don't have much to say about that. Intro's good. Breakdown's solid. I think this is funny. Obviously, if you're gonna release this, you gotta change that. I don't think that will work. It's such a massive song. They'll slap that on, I think. Or maybe if you mess with it enough. I'm not 100% sure. Just be careful there. It's still funny. I like it. The only thing I think subjectively I have is that I like where the distortion is in your Reese and how it sits in your mix, and I almost wish that your other like rhythmic basses, the chugs or whatever, would kind of have that same level of grit in a way. It doesn't have to be as quote unquote like muddy like a Reese is. Like yours isn't really muddy, but it doesn't have to have that. But I don't know. I like the distortion level of the Reese and wish it was reflected more in like your rhythmic basses personally. And then the last thing I'll say is the Link sample, dope. But obviously Haim Ghost uses it, and it's not exclusively them, but I do know that is usually tied into their brand. So I don't really have anything to say. I just want to let you know that someone else does use that sample quite a bit.
This guy's saying you can't do something.
I'm not
Just-
saying that. I'm just letting you know that it is tied to a higher producer. You know, if I use a woolly mammoth sample, no, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just as soon as I heard it, it just made me click to that brand. So it's very pushed back. So you don't have to worry about it. I just wanted to bring it up. Okay, go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. Really, yeah, really fucking solid, Grim. I like it a lot.
Guitar is solid. I think. Run with it.
And I think you did your song justice by the switch up. I assume either this is finished or not, but regardless, meaning I don't know if you're gonna add another section to your, meaning add a third drop or whatever the fuck. But I think either if you add a third drop or not, you did the song justice. It feels like an actual story, and I think that's ultimately what I'm getting at sometimes. Not every track needs to be a story, but I think tracks that are more of a story, really geared towards live and when you're listening in a car or at home. I think it really makes someone like me personally, who's been listening to dubstep for as long as I have, I enjoy listening to something that has character all around when I'm at home, more so than just a so anyways.
What's your most memorable dubstep track, or a hybrid
Dubstep?
track that has dubstep in it? Yeah,
Most memorable dubstep or any song? Is that
it has to have dubstep in it.
I mean, when I look at you from MLK, I mean,
Okay.
is that what you're getting at? Like, what's my most memorable dubstep?
No,
When I
I'm
think
just,
of
I'm
dubstep,
just curious for you because you're saying.
when I
like
think of
something-
dubstep, right on top of my head, I think of MLK when I look at you. Meaning that track is timeless.
I-
The mixdown might be shit sack compared to new mixdowns, but I mean, it's not shit. But what I'm saying is, the track is old, right? And you listen to it, be like, oh, this doesn't sound as loud as it could, or whatever else. But the track is timeless, and people still play it out today. And I think that's what I'm when I say things like, oh, it would be cool if there's more of like a lead in the intro. I think it adds to the longevity of a track, rather than just being a track that's cool for like a month or two. So, anyways.
I agree.
Yo, Grim, you spelled my name wrong, bruh. The fuck? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways.
No, solid track, dude. Solid track. Yeah, not obviously not much feedback there, so I would say that you're getting pretty close to where it needs to be, honestly. Let me drop this in chat. Everyone go give. Did I do the right one? That's it, right? Yeah. Okay. Go give them a follow. Lodian? Is Lodian in here? I'm pretty sure Lodian submitted last week. If not, while we're waiting for him to... Oh, Jordan? Yeah, what's good?
Yep.
Let's get it. Lodian has some cool stuff. Fire track.
Yeah, really good.
Okay, so you want to go first or me?
Yeah, I would say the only thing that I'm a sucker for with melodic, I don't know, it's color bass or whatever you want to call it, melodic dubstep is respace fills. I love respace fills, and with like I think it chimes so well with the color bass sounds. Yeah, but there wasn't so yeah. I don't know.
I think the respace could be really cool.
Yeah.
One thing
If there's one respace fill, you know. So, anyways.
you just hit him with it. He needs his hit. He needs his fix.
Yeah.
So for me, the intro kind of cinematic drums, the vocal I feel can come up here quite a bit. I know it's kind of supposed to be like ambient-ish, but it can be kind of hard to hear it with all the other stuff going on. So I think it definitely come up, and I definitely think you could probably tune up tighten the drums, and even maybe bring them down a little bit. There's one it's really hard to hear there exactly, so maybe if her vocal comes up, it'd be easier. Yeah, I think that's good. Your turnaround. No, I think that was really it. I think mainly just the vocal coming up, and then controlling the orchestral drums, maybe tighten them up a little bit on the big lower toms, and then on the higher ones you have going throughout, maybe just turning them down a little bit, or EQing out the part that's going just slightly where it's going to compete with like the fundamental of your vocal where she's talking. Can clean it up a little bit. And there was one part here where you had your drums kind of get low pass. I don't know. Maybe in my opinion, you could also do that with your lead as well. So it just kind of feels like it's pulling everything away and just having your vocal be front there and then bringing it back. That's totally subjective though, on what you want to do. But I think it's a really cool track, unique, and I think the drop's really cool as well. Anything else you wanted to add?
No, I liked it. I liked it a lot. The only thing was the respace. If you could just throw a respace fill.
Add the respace in, I guess.
Yeah.
So I hope that helped out. There is reverb on somewhere. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm going for, but I can bump it. Yeah, I think you bump it up just because you want the user to. If it is ambient, then you want to bring other stuff down, because at the end of the day, you don't want a vocal that you can't understand, because that's what people want to connect to the most in the track. So it doesn't have to be, -1 in your mix high, but just as long as it can be understood to that.
You could also take a Pro MB and have it be how do I explain this? So I guess Pro Q3. You could take a Pro Q3 and have it be dynamically EQ'd, and then have it sidechained to your.
You could do this.
So whenever your vocals are coming through, the other elements push down.
You could do this to soothe as well, or track space.
Yeah.
Track space is amazing.
Yeah, either way.
I love it.
Maybe just have like certain frequencies of whatever is behind the vocals be pushed down when the vocals are talking. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but otherwise, solid track, dude. Everyone go drop Jordan a follow or Lodian. Dreadful, I saw him in chat.
I love it.
Dope.
I love it.
I'll let you lead on this. This is more your genre stuff.
For sure. So the first thing I would say is like if I don't know if the style I love the I can't really comment too much on the mix down because these type of mix down, it's going to be like a little bit more distorty. So it sounds good. I think I would be able to comment more on the mix down if I hearing it on my monitors versus headphones. But anyways, mix down sounds good. So maybe there might be a few things I don't think there is, but I would say if you don't have Glitch 2, maybe try checking out Glitch 2. For me, when I write tracks like this, Glitch 2 is like a really plugin that can add some really cool fills, these type of basses, in my opinion. It's not free, but it's a really sick plugin, and I think it goes really well with these type. This, for me, when I've done this type of style, I use Glitch 2. So it's up to you.
Yeah, sorry, I was just
No, you're good.
dropping
Don't
that
worry.
in. Wait, is that? Hold up, did I just use it wrong? Hold up. Wait, is Glitch 2 not free?
No, it's not free. No.
Hold up, don't use that site, guys. I saw audio plugin.
No, so it's this right here. I'll send it to you on Discord.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, hold up. Don't do that one then. I grabbed the wrong one. Let me just delete that real quick.
There you go. I sent it.
Ways to get canceled live for promoting free plugins.
Yeah.
Change the stuff, stream stuff.
But Glitch 2 is really sick.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, it is this. Got it. Okay. Do I throw this in the chat real quick for everyone? I've been hacked, truly. For me, yeah. So I don't know much stylistic. Where did we just go? Stylistically, one thing that did pop out is in the build up, the first set of like high pitch things. Whatever that. Maybe it's not too loud. I think maybe you could just turn down maybe a little bit through the build, maybe just like 2 dB at negative 2 dB and it gains up a little bit. But other than that, it's really not too bad. I like that it evolves over time too. I think that's really cool. Like you keep adding new patterns and new sounds, and I think that's really good. Whoops, I think I just clicked off this, my bad. Okay. That it evolves over time. Andrew, how do you feel about it not having like high end for the first 8 bars? Like a lot of high end.
What not being 8 bars? Sorry, you cut out for a second. Your mic did.
The this part here at the the very beginning of the drop, how it doesn't have like a ton of high end versus like here. Do you?
I think it sounds fine personally. I think, but that's supposed to be a fake out. No, the first one's supposed to be a fake out. I think.
Oh, that makes sense then. I think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
So I would just it kind of makes me think of like experimental or like left field bass where it's like
I think it's supposed. I think it's supposed to be introducing that second that pattern that you clicked on. I think it's supposed to be introducing that pattern. Does that make sense?
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think it sounds really good in that aspect. I like the triplet kick and stuff that comes in randomly. I think it's very unique. I like the fills. Obviously said Glitch too, but I thought the stuff that wasn't rhythmic and really matched like the style of track you're going for. Very demented horror. Like I felt like I was there the whole time.
Well, you can use Glitch. You can use Glitch 2 for patterns as well. So it's not just for like glitch fills. You could also use it for patterns. So, like you can use the repeat on it and kind of make like cool stutters for like main sections. But anyways, keep going.
It's not a fake out, but I want it to evolve quite a lot. I do feel it evolves, so I really like that. And I think it's unique, and I think it's you. I don't hear this track and think of anyone else personally, and that's a good thing, because to be unique is what it's all about, being an artist. So I think it's really cool. And yeah, as far as mixdown goes, like the distortion, there's a lot of distortion, but it doesn't sound like it's like overly clipping. Like it sounds like intended. So I think it sounds good there. Yeah. Anything else you thought of?
No, I honestly think that it's. I mean, you could add choirs in the background if you wanted to. You know what I mean? I don't think I heard any choirs unless I'm
I
stupid.
I didn't hear any choirs.
Oh yeah, so I mean, you could add some choirs for the second drop if you wanted to. That would add,
Ooh,
tension. But yeah.
that'd be cool. Yeah, I think that'd be a cool idea as well. Yeah. The overall really cool track, dude. Unique. Reminds me of like the orc one, the very first track of the night. I think it was very unique. Go drop Dreadful, yeah, Dreadful a follow, everyone. Dope stuff. Oh, I hope to see more of your stuff. Anubis, I know he's out here slinging pizzas, and in chat, so we'll run with this. Rebirth by Anubis. How you doing on time, Andrew? I know we're past.
I can do like another 20 minutes or so. Is
Okay.
that cool?
All right, run to like
Yeah, yeah.
8:30.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
The issue that hovers around the psychedelic experience, it was mentioned last night, it's strong in my life.
Yo, let's go, John.
I haven't found any real solution other than hold your nose and jump. But the issue is surrender. This is something real. You don't find people going into the ashram in the morning to meditate with their knees knocking in fear. That if they were going in there to smoke that if they were going in there to smoke DMT,
Yo, tight shit, John. Isn't this still whip?
seeing it pretty. I mean, I know people who say DMT is their most favorite drug.
DMT, anyone's favorite drug in the chat? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll go first. Really cool intro. I think overall the track is super cohesive, which is important as well. Keep it going. Let me- I think it's fine. It gets a little muddy with all the basses and the reverb there, so maybe you could just EQ like filter in the lows slowly as it goes, just in this section, with the vocal still kind of echoing out. So I like this bum 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 ba-na-na-na-na, and you have that twice, but when you go into your 4-bar, I kind of wanted something a little bit different personally. Like, I don't know, boom, boom, and then have some type of fill or something to get away from your chugs, because one thing, like, especially, this isn't necessarily Subsidia, right, but, like, it kind of follows the same principle of, if you have a very repetitive motif, the most important thing you can do is have negative space away for it, so when you come back to it, the chugs or your same flow that you're doing the first 8 bars, and even the second 8 bars, you continue, but you change up your call a little bit. I feel like in the second 8 bars, I want the you change up your call, but also change up your response a little bit. Maybe tonality. Once again, playing with Foreman filters. Maybe playing the patch a little bit, so it still has the same rhythm, but you change the sound. That's what I would like to see from this personally. It's just a turnaround and maybe just changing it in the second 8-bar section. So
I think if he has some vocals going underneath the track, it would really really carry it.
you talking
Meaning
like
like
chants or?
not necessarily chance, but I think phase one is. I mean, I did it one of my tracks, but I'm not going to toot my own horn. So I think that's because I think it's retarded. But if you check out phase one, or I think it's dumb. Don't use the R word. I think if you check out phase one and Jaquiz's collab, their background chants they have, it really pulls the track along. And I think if you check out that track, phase one and Jaquiz's collab came out like a year ago. Their background chants in the drop really, and it's not just like chants where it's like on the upbeat, right? But it's like kind of
Is it
as a swing.
terrestrial? That one?
Yeah, whatever their collab is,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Okay,
on
sorry.
Disciple. Yeah, you're good. But the way they do their background vocals, and it's not chants, but the way they do their background vocals, it really helps the flow of the track. And I think for this track where it's not like the biggest dick sound design, I think it might really help make the sounds pop out a little bit more by having those vocals in the background kind of carry it along a little bit. So that's just my take.
Yeah. No, overall, I think it's really cool though. Intro's cool. The build, like I said, just a little bit of muddiness and a lot like with the reverb and all that. But other than that, I think it's really cool. Second drop's cool. I like the change up. The flow is really cool. One thing. Yeah, no, I think that's fine. I think everything's fine in that. So, yeah, good track, man. Glad to see you in here submitting. Everyone go follow the God of Undead himself on SoundCloud. I think he just dropped something too. Maybe? Am I falling? No? No? Maybe I'm wrong. Compliant. Oh, he's back. Oh, another clap. Are you in here, Compliant? I'm going to dam up the Light River. Tomorrow night I drop Ecstasy. That's it. Okay, tomorrow I drops a track. Also, let me turn back over here. Let's see here. I don't see him here. Compliant. All right. Where are you right now? Who was it? Bloodpack. We'll get you in before he leaves. Okay. Basic Shape. Are you here? And then Exhale. I know you're on your phone, so I know you're here. Domatics? What would you call that one? Yeah, I'm basic. Okay, Basic Shapes here. Cool. Let's run it. Just released. Okay.
Does anyone know where the bar is?
One, two, three.
Drop it.
Embrace the dark side.
I think I'm going crazy.
All right, basic shapes with it. Okay, that was dope. Songwriting was really cool. One thing that I hear, and that actually I think I saw in chat actually, this the snare is quiet, and I also don't think you're side chaining. Did you hear side chaining, Andrew?
Not too much, but I'm gonna make the assumption that the guy's a little bit new to producing, which is all
Yeah.
good because this song bangs harder than fucking most of my first tracks, or if not all my first tracks. So I assume
Yeah.
you're a little bit newer to producing, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, yeah, maybe yeah, probably side. And what are you side chaining with? Are you side chaining with utility, or are you doing it with shaper box? What are you side chaining with?
And why he's answering? Oh, compressor.
Oh,
Oh,
compressor.
that's
Okay,
why.
so I would, yeah. I would suggest not sidechaining with compressor. I mean, it's fine for intros and stuff like that, but usually with your drop, and even for intros, I don't use compressor. But what I'm saying is you might not need as much sidechaining on your intros, depending on what you're going for. But usually for your drop, you're gonna want to duck out as much as possible. So I would suggest shaper box. Utility works, but you could almost just use your channel volume at that rate. But I would suggest shaper box. Anyways, keep going.
Shape box is great. Yeah. So with side chaining your drop, you definitely want 100% like duck it all your sounds out when your kick and snare are hitting, and your kick and snare sound a little quiet. So what I would say is make sure your kick and snare are hitting 0, and then you can like soft clip those. Kickstart's great too. I use shaper box personally. I have a whole video on like how to sidechain in general, which you can check out. But yeah, definitely having sidechain, it allows your drums to smack a lot louder, and then you can bring up your sense accordingly. Um, there's a lot of cool like sound design. You weren't afraid to like do a lot of things in this track, which I think is really good because usually people will write like an intro and chorus and then copy paste, and you have your second breakdown and go from there. Where this track evolves and you do different things. That being said, Andrew was saying, I'm assuming you're somewhat of a newer producer, and like I think going down the road, like the sound choice of certain things, you'll just get better at, like certain synths and all that stuff, and then just gain staging accordingly.
And I think sample selection as well. So maybe your snare might not be pushing through due to just this. I mean, obviously side chaining a bit more, but um, certain snares might not harmonize as well with your sound's harmonics. You know, so that's also another thing where it just takes time to realize like the snare isn't going to work. So might as well try another one versus just trying to force a certain snare that you might like a lot, but it might not just fit with those sounds that you have. So
You've been producing for a couple months, and you produce this. That's If you've only
that's
been
amazing,
producing a
man.
couple months, that's pretty damn
Yeah,
good. That's way better
yeah,
than
man.
anything I produced in my first year. So yeah, I think you'll just spending more time with it because like this is really good, especially if you're relatively new. Like honestly, like keep it up. The sound selection will come. A great way of doing that if you don't have Splice. Like Splice has a great, endless variety of anything you need. Honestly, at this point, so it won't let you send the demo through Discord. Wait, why won't it let you? But overall, dude, good stuff. Yeah, I would say biggest thing is just sidechain, and then push your drums a little bit louder, and that will get you off. You've got Splice,
And
perfect.
and sample selection,
And sample
pushing drums
selection.
and yeah.
And you can always tell, like, say you want to write something melodic-ish, you can always see what those, like, professional who are putting out those packs, you can see what theirs kind of sound like compared to yours. So you can kind of know, like, for me, it's like if I was beginning again, I would use all the Splice samples and patches I can get and just learn to write music using their stuff and not focus so much on sound design, which is what I originally did. But it sounds like you've got a good sense of writing, and I think a lot more will come naturally. So, yeah, a few months in, you're doing amazing, dude. Honestly, keep it up, and I'll drop the um, your SoundCloud in the chat as well. Okay, so Exhale is here, and then we'll probably jump over to, after Exhale, we'll jump over to Blood Pact for you, Andrew, because he wanted your specific feedback.
Yeah.
And
sweet.
then he'll probably have to jump off, but I'll get through the rest on this stream as well, everyone.
Sounds good.
So, all right, Exhale, ID, demonic.
If I come for you, it's cleansed.
Hey, his phone isn't dead yet, let's go.
Been a long time since I did grind. Big 25 ain't wasting time. Ain't tryna die, ain't tryna die. Can't do your business, I hold you back. Been a long time since I did grind. Big 25 ain't wasting time. Been a long time since I did grind. Big 25 ain't wasting time. Ain't tryna die, ain't tryna die. Since I did grind. Been a long time. Been a long time since I did grind. Ain't wasting time. Ain't tryna die, ain't tryna die.
You want to start or me first?
I'll say that. I mean, you can go, but I would say that you really have I think there's a good story going on. So, but you go.
Yeah.
I like the story.
Yeah, I don't have too much besides your second 8-bar of your first drop. I just feel like you might have added a few hits, but it felt really, for me, it felt the same as like the A section. I wish I had a little more like movement to it, or just some extra hits where it felt like it was evolving some way or another. I think the sound design is really cool. I think that really subby kick sounds really cool. But yeah, I think for me, it's just like that part there stood out to me the most, where it's like, I wish it evolved a little more. And I don't have a perfect example to give you, but just like maybe doing a little more with the flow or switching it up. I think the breakdown's really cool. I think this part's really cool. Like that's tight. That's tight. It's a good, and it's refreshing too in a track. And yeah, going to Andrew Says, I think the story altogether sounds very cohesive.
Yeah, really good story. Can you play the first drop one more time, please?
Yes, sir.
Just for 16 bars. I think even if you kept this, I know you kind of kept this similar bar for the second 8-bar, but I think if you even just switched the sub up and kept the pattern that you have, but you just made the sub a little bit more, you would make it more quarter notes, because the first one is more half notes, and so you'd make the second one either quarter notes or, yeah, it would just be quarter notes, I think, or it would not be quarter notes, but it could be some sort of more more of a faster paced sub, but still keeping with your making sense with your actual high end basses or your mid basses. But meaning if you didn't want to switch it up more, you could maybe just switch up the sub for that section, and it might help carry it along a little bit better. But so
yeah, other than that, dude, I think that was, I don't have too much, because like I said, I think that was really the only thing that really stuck out to me was that part, honestly. It's fire, dude. I like the diversity in genres we had tonight as well. It's been heavy, melodic. Okay. So everyone go give Exhale a follow as well. And then, let's see our time. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go to Blood Pack real quick because he requested specifically. Andrew, get that feedback or he's going to stop.
Stop hanging out with me. All right.
No. Yeah. All right, let's get it. No problem, Michelle. Thanks for submitting. Kind of a tangent. Is there any state recommendations? We'll touch on that in a second. That was tight, dude.
So, yeah, that's really sick.
Please.
So good, so good. I guess the only thing I would say is like maybe throwing elastic pitch on your main bass, and elastic pitch is a VST, and kind of pitching it around slightly, meaning like either up or down, or doing a bit of. You can even make a pattern out of the pitch if you wanted to, for your second drop, or you could just have it slightly rising up or slightly rising down. But what elastic pitch is? It's basically like audio transposing, but you can do it in real time without having it be in audio, and it's a really good plugin. But yeah, I would say maybe throwing elastic pitch on when you're on like your main chug and having it slowly but surely pitching up over time, or slowly but surely pitching down. Yeah, I would say checking out elastic pitch. It's not cheap, but it's a really good plugin.
Whew, it up there. Yeah. It all the way up. Let me.
It's a really good plugin.
But I'll put it in there just.
Yeah. If you want to get it, it's a really sick one. But yeah, elastic pitch. I would say using that on your main bass and just slowly pitching it up or down on your second drop. But I mean, dude, you kill it. You kill this.
I don't have too much to really add. I like that you do the flow change with your gunshot basses, triplets to on grid, and kind of change the flow. It keeps it interesting. I was gonna say some type of pitching as well, but he already kind of covered that, like boom, 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 boom. You know,
like elastic pitch is literally what that is. It literally is the goated one for that. It is so goated. Yeah.
Okay. See, I use broke boy and use Ableton's pitch shifter.
No, there's nothing wrong with pitch shifter. Is great too. Just elastic pitch is
goated.
It has really good tonality.
That's good. Like that's important for gunshot basses too.
Yeah, like the actual the coding in it's really good. You know what I mean? Like it's a good built. You know, it sounds nerdy when I say coding, but coding does make a difference with a lot of this shit. So
yeah. Other than that, I think it's mixed down fine. I think it's really distorted, but in a good way. Like your high ends are good.
Oh, yeah.
Your snare is clap snare is simplistic, but it cuts through, but it's not super loud. It works. Like all subjectively works. So I really don't have much feedback besides like it's a banger.
Yeah, Blood Pack's a banger.
Hell
He's
yeah.
a banger, and he's a banging dad too. He's a
Hell,
father.
we love that. Hey, happy belated Father's Day.
Yeah,
He added
bro.
to his
Yeah.
pact.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, I'm gonna go fucking grab dinner because I haven't eaten today.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna get some motherfucking dinner.
Everyone, say thank you to Tremorr for jumping on. I'm going to quickly pull up your SoundCloud real quick, or do you have a preferred place where people can follow you?
SoundCloud's fine. Yeah, that's fine, man. If they want to go from there, they can go from there. Yeah, I appreciate everybody submitting. I didn't know how. Usually, I mean, obviously, you guys love Kurt. You know, so I assume it was gonna go fine anyways. But when people ask me to want to be a guest, I'm always like, oh shit, want to get submissions. So, but anyways,
Yes, dude. Hey,
Yeah.
thanks again, Andrew, for jumping on. We appreciate your time.
Of course,
Even
man.
appreciate you running 30 minutes
course, no
later than
worries.
originally planned.
no,
so-
of course, no. I appreciate you wanting me on. Everybody have a great night, great afternoon, great fucking day, wherever fucking time zone you're in. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, peace. Have a great
Yeah.
dinner. It was a pleasure having you, brother. Take care.
All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Peace, peace, peace.
All right, we are going to switch to me now. Just let me cook. Let me cook. Give me a second. Is it this one? Okay, we'll get rid of that, and now we're just going to pull this channel over. Meow. All right, we're back. All right, guys. I really hope you enjoyed him on for this. I still have submissions to go through, so don't worry about that. But he did originally only want to run till 8, so we're gonna keep running it though. I saw Domatics. Domatics is what it said. Is this not available? No, it is. Okay. All right, so we're gonna run Domatics next because I saw him in chat. And yeah, make sure you give a follow or even shout out Andrew if you guys got some feedback. Maybe just hit him on Instagram because took some good time out of his day to help us all. So let's run it. That's tight as fuck. That off-grid tear-out shit. That is tight. I also like the switch, the kick clap. Kind of reminded me of whose was it? I think it was Company and Kaiwachi's second drop, wasn't it? I think it or no, it was Barely Alive and Company. Their second drop had like that same style clap. Which, speaking of the clap, I think it could come up like a few dB. It's pretty far back in the mix, even though it's cutting through. I think it can come up a little bit. It'll definitely be a little more impactful. One second, let me. Your kick can definitely come up as well. Your kick needs to be like up where your snare is. I think it'll be more impactful. Like your little triplets and all your filler ones can be a little bit quieter if you wanted to, or can stay the same, but should definitely be up there. You definitely want that to drive like the banging of that kick with the basses. I think the switch works really well. You don't even see it coming. It just naturally works. I'm not a big producer of off-grid stuff, but the flow is really unique and really cool, and I like it a lot. With your like your noise bases as well, I would maybe utility or LFO tool or whatever, and just add a slight, like, instead of being like a wall of sound, maybe just a little cutoff so it sounds like there's dynamics in the bass where it's it doesn't have to be as you know, what am I trying to say, like, it doesn't have to be so absurd where it's like, but instead of, you want to add just a little bit dynamic of like knowing the bass is starting. It just kind of helps with the emphasis in this genre specifically. I think this whole breakdown area is really cool as well. But yeah, other than that, man, I think it's a really cool track. So hope you keep running with this style. I like seeing unique stuff that everyone's doing. It's super, super cool as well. So good stuff. Just dropped Domatics. Go give him a follow for that Murata shit. Next we have Overload. And Loading and Run them back is Overloaded chat. If not, Diamond Step, I'm like 100% you're here. Yeah, I see you commented recently. Blood Pack, we just did him. And Farrakhan, I think is how you pronounce it. Any one of these in chat right now? Hello, sir. Oh, I see you. Okay, let's run it. Farrakhan, okay, you're here too. Bet. I don't know if this is original. If this is Chop Suey an actual song? I don't know it. Don't roast me. But if it's an actual song, then they will probably be able to get away with it. However, the track itself, absolute banger, guys. That stuff's so good. The melodic, tear out, rhythmic, like, it sounds really good. I'm like. I would like the clap to come up just a tad bit, the top part of the clap. It's there, you can hear the tail a little bit, but I would just like a tad bit more of the body personally, because it sounds like more of a kick, and I think just having a little bit louder of a clap is really gonna do it. Other than that. The second response section goes hard, guys. Yeah, I really don't have much feedback. It's honestly really well done. The basses are fitting everywhere, and they need to be. Honestly, just a clap. If I'm being honest, like that's the only thing. I would just bring that up a little bit. Other than that, like everything else fits really well. Your basses fit really well with the strings. Everything is loud and nice, distorted in a good way. So solid track. I'm sorry I can't give better feedback, but I honestly don't think it needs much. I think you're pretty much there, to be honest, and that's a good thing. But go give Overload a follow. I know I already dropped Lodius in the chat, so we got him. Check the clap, perfect. Yeah, send me the final, dude. Diamond Step, are you here? I haven't seen you comment yet. No, you. Nah, y'all are both crack producers. Diamond Step is here. All right, a shitty ass Five Nights at Freddy dubstep song, second drop done.
Angel Dust.
All right, so I read through the bottom as well, Diamond Step. First of all, is Five Nights at Freddy that like horror game where you're trying to like solve, get out of like the creepy place, you're like looking at the monitors and stuff? I could totally be wrong, and y'all be like, "Oh, it is." Okay, thank God. I was like, if that's not right, then I'm gonna sound totally crazy. Is that what this is from? Is that what this thing is? Sorry, I'm just trying to put one and one together. So, to not get sidetracked. Okay, I think Build Up's really cool.
Dust.
I don't know if Angel Dust is a thing that's said in the track. I don't. Here's my 2 cents. I probably wouldn't put a pre-drop with drugs in it. That's my thing. And that's purely subjective. So, I think you could probably put a lot of things different there, but it's totally up to you. So, that's totally subjective. Also, you're saying that, real quick, that your limiter was causing a real problem. Are you limiting your master, or are you limiting your sub? I wouldn't limit your master. I would probably just soft clip it. All your groups should be taken care of for the most part, so when you're sending it to your master, you shouldn't have insane ducking in your limiter unless it's from your kick and your snare. That maybe not be clipped, but I would recommend probably just multi-band compression and soft clipping your master for the most part and not limit. Totally up to you though. Soft clipping will preserve a little more dynamics, where limiting, if it's super loud, squashes it because it's going to bring down your highest point. And so my 2 cents there. Reese is dope. I don't know, I'm not a fan of the kick and snare. I don't know if we have any hats. I can't really hear them though. So maybe add some hats in there. Honestly, I think you could take some sounds from this and use it as more filler stuff in your first drop. I think that'd be really cool. I also think you could do on the 3 of this, just have your snare like a reverb throw in your snare, so it'd be like, and as soon as your snare hits, your sustain stops, and just your snare for that half bar, and it's like wide, and that'd be a cool space, which is what I was checking back before. You know, I think that could be really cool. I think your second drop, in my opinion, is kind of like what I think the standard for your drop should be, and I think you can go back and rework the first drop. I think your drums work better for this style. Obviously, it's not dubstep, but I don't necessarily fully like the drums here. You said the fake out really doesn't work, so I'm assuming you're probably gonna make a different fake out. But yeah, I think you could probably change up a few things in here as well, as far as like. I think you probably turn down your sustain and let your emphasis on your kind of quarter note gunshot basses, and really have your sub vroom 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 kind of go with it. But overall, I think it's really cool, and I really like it. Yeah, I think the breakdown's sick too. I like the intro and all this stuff.
Angel Dust.
Yeah, everything else is super solid though, in my opinion. Like, I think it's really good. Intro is really cool. The build-up's super unique. It's not a traditional build-up at all, but it works really well. The mastering rack brought down the amount of clipping. I think that just first of all, everyone go give Diamond Step a follow. My biggest thing would just be like, let's go more into the mix if we're having that much level of clipping, unless you're talking about, you said it was from an older project, so unless it was there, which in that case, if it's that bad, I would honestly just strip it and work with something new. But to each their own, you know, like, if it works for you, that's what matters at the end of the day, you know? Farukin, I know you're here. Is it? How do you pronounce your name? Yukon? Cause like I think I'm like 0 for 30 tonight with names somehow. I am missing hardcore. So, Farukan. See, I was way off. Thank you.
Is it ever gonna end? Wide awake at 4 a.m. So tired but can't sleep. Struggling to find a reason to be. Seems like the choices that you've made led you to an empty place. Tried so hard but here you are, screaming at the night sky. Is there something that I'm not doing right? Looking everywhere, searching for a sign. Trying so damn hard not to lose my mind, but now I just hope that it's worth it. I've seen so many of my friends give up. I can't ignore the sound of the ticking clock. Will I become the one that's left behind? If you're find the strength to try one more. Is it so wrong to ask for help when you can?
Well, let me pause my thoughts real quick. So we'll run through the rest, but breakdown here.
Are screaming everywhere, searching for a sign.
I would love to have some type of synth in the back accenting, almost like the like the seventh on a piano, do do do, like something kind of reverbed out in the back, just really kind of accents like the upper part. And God, let me. I guess this is like the default we go to apparently. Let me just see if I can reference this real quick. Do I have anything recent that I've done this with? I think it might have been Up and Fly. No, I think it was a storm.
The haziness then I feel the closer. I don't know if
Hear the piano accent back here. Obviously do your own little thing, but
I don't know if I am ready to face the storm, but I need the closure. The ground beneath me shaking and uneasy.
exactly. Okay, you know exactly what I mean. Okay, perfect. Sorry, I don't know if I explained it good enough. So run with that, and then. I think your mid basses need to come up a little bit. Like, have a good couple mid basses that maybe don't have a ton of mud. Like, one can have, like 150, but the others can be cut at like 200, and then let those also kind of take up the mids, because your saws are nice and bright, but they just need a little more oomph to it, So if you have the sub there, you have the saws. Most of the time we'll try to add more saws, and that's not the answer. Like, you can add a few more layers of saws and pan them accordingly and really make it filled out, but to really give the punch is like in the mid basses, like the saw mid basses. So I'd recommend trying to like bring that up a little bit. I also think you could bring up your synths too. It sounds like your drums are nice and knocking, which is good. It gets weird quiet here too. I don't know if it's a limiter or something. Did you hear it go down there? I don't know. Maybe that's your master, or maybe that's something in your mix, but. Subjectively, this might happen in the second drop, but you have that down. I'd kind of like the vocal to come back again at some point in the drop, maybe finish the phrase or something, could be really cool as well. So
You get out of this abandoned house where the lights start to fade out, leaving you in the darkness. Is there something that I'm not doing right? Looking everywhere, searching for a sign, trying so damn hard not to lose my mind, but now I just hope that it's worth it. I've seen so many of my friends give up, I can't ignore the sound on the ticking clock. Will I become the one that's left behind? Or should I find the strength to try one more time? Just one more, then one
there's the
more
vocal. There it is.
time.
Subjectively, I'd like the vocal to kind of finish, come back at the 8 bar. I would like another phrase, kind of how you had the first 8 bar. Let it really kind of feel like we've hit like the finale, you know, like kind of how it was here. I think continue that, man. Personal preference, obviously, but it sounds really good with his vocal. You know, like I don't know. It sounds good. Yeah, man. I think just a little bit of mixing with the saws overall will help it a lot. Like, you could definitely fill it out a little more with that section, but the songwriting's there, and that's the most important part. Because mixing and getting the sound selection right is just another step, but songwriting is something that it's really hard to fix if you don't have it right. So this is fire though, dude. I really like it. And everyone go drop a follow to Farokhan. I'm sorry, dude. I struggle. Alright, let's see if these people are here. Hi, man. Are you here? A boy. Kiroe? Or compliant? Yeah, man. Send me updates as well of it. I'm more than happy to help you with it as well. I love it. I'm here for the future-based melodic dub stuff. I actually just finished. I guess I don't know if anyone else is here, so that might be the end of feedback. But I'll show you real quick. This melodic dubstep one I just finished doing the first mix down of last night. I'll play like this from the breakdown, but it's a little different than my usual stuff.
I hate that I could see where we went wrong. There's always someone else that's a little fucked up. I hate that all we do is come undone. When there's nothing left to say and all you want to run.
Alright, I'll play the end of that after this. My dude, thank you. So we have... How do you pronounce your name as well? Thanks, man. I wrote it myself. Fagel? Let me know.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, tight whip. All right, so a few things here. Your sustain can definitely come up. I would probably bring it up like a dB or two. What I would do on your second, so if you have your downbeats, your 1 and 3 on your 2 and 4, so bump, wump, bump, wump. On the wump, like the upbeats, I would add some type of, you know, LFO, utility, something fade to where it's not bump, wump, it's bump, wump. Like you have a little more of a swing attack, so it's bump, wump, bump, wump, bump, wump. You know what I'm saying? That would help out a lot with flow to not as. And it adds a little bit of negative space, which we always love in drop. Also, I don't really hear, like, do you? I think you can push your drums and have a little more sidechain to it as well. Like the kick could go up maybe a dB, have a little harder sidechain. I really don't hear a snare beside the whoo thing. If that's intentional, that's cool. I would add some type of like clap or like a nice clap with the kick on the 3 to really just kind of drive it home. And that will probably also help with your flow because a sidechain will create a little bit of a natural natural groove to the bass since it bends it, or obviously utilities it down. Boom, womp, boom, womp. Your second one's always going to be a bigger one. So I think on that, you're...
Gentlemen.
You could probably turn down your build kick like a dB or two. Just because, you know, there's not really that much competing, doesn't even be as loud, and it makes your drop feel a lot louder. Love the panning of the bass.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, everything else is super tight, dude. You could mess with the transpose in the second 8-bar, you know, boom, womp, boom, womp, boom, womp, and then go back to your normal A phrase, bump, chump, kind of like they're talking back and forth. You're adding a little variety there. I think that'd be really cool. But overall, really cool track. I haven't seen you submit before, but I see you're from Mexico too. So I don't hopefully speak English. At least I hope my feedback was helpful for you. But go give him a follow. Seems like he's been... Oh, no, that's sharing stuff. I was going to say, you're pumping out tracks. Jesus. Send a response. Send and response, is it called? Call and response. Did I say send? Call and response. Call and response. Call and response. I'm just gaslighting y'all. Alright, I'll play out this last one because I don't think anyone else is here. No problem. I hope that helps. I hope to see you submit next week too. Well, I guess before I jump back to mine, I-Man, a boy, Kiro, Compliant, are you here? If you're not, I'm going to keep running this in the meantime.
I can't seem to find a better peace of mind than with you by my side. 'Cause you said you...
Sorry, Pequeño habla español. You know, I don't know that much Spanish, so let me here. Google Translator real quick. Am I saying it wrong? See, I don't know Spanish. Let's go to English to Spanish. You need a snare on your 3 beat. Add more swing on your 2 and 4 quarter note. basses. You can do this by using faders or LFO tool to create a slight swing. You can bring up your sustain a couple dB as well. Does that work? Does that make sense? I wanna wait and see, because I don't know if he's still here, so hopefully he is. But moment of truth, truly. Also, sidechain drums a little heavier. Moment of truth, truly. So I don't know if Google Translate that good, so maybe it's just like all terrible like translation as well. Or like I know how like certain dude, I cannot talk today. Like how they put certain words in a different order. So I don't know. I took Spanish for like 10 years. You would think I would know it, but no. Apparently that's not for me. Oh yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. All right, I'm glad I helped. So also for the month, I'm just self-releasing my tracks before sending them over to, I don't know what route node is. Is someone gonna explain that to me? Yeah, we'll run this in the meantime. Discord if you want to peep. Not fully massive, so I understand if you want to pass. Fuck it, I'll listen one more. I really like the vocal carries all the way through. Thanks, man. Let me comment real quick. No problem. Oh wait. Did I not type anything else? Hope. There we go. Yeah, let's, we'll run one more. No, I tried, but it won't let me. That's so weird. I'm having this glitch in my thing where people can't get past this, read the rules first, they'll react, but like it won't let them in. So if anyone knows Discord like that, let me know. Also, I just got a new announcement. Wednesday feedback. Falling deeper, unmastered. Let's run it real quick. Last one, best one. Route Note is a distributor I use. DistroKid is good, don't get me wrong, but I just like paying before use. I'm thinking about switching distributors, but I don't. I mean, hey, use whatever you want. I use DistroKid. It's good, but there's limitations to it. So.
Talking in my sleep. I've been talking in my sleep about you.
Do you have a video on processing vocals and mixing them? That is honestly such a good time for me to plug that. It is a video coming out probably this weekend. So this, to be clear, it's the first video is going to be made big, or I haven't got the title, but it's pretty much going to be like these, I think it's 3 or 5, I have to go back and see. They're like 5 mistakes that are making your vocals sound worse. And then I think I set a goal of like 100 likes and like 50 comments, I'll do a whole like comprehensive breakdown of like how to process raw vocals from the takes to like actually going through and what's needing and explaining like why I'm doing certain things. But that one's gonna be very time extensive. So if the first video does well and gets all that, then I will make one. But you know, it's a good time to plug a few things. If you didn't know, how can I do this? We're just doing screen? Okay, it's just screen. Okay. If you didn't know, your boy has dropped 3 new videos this past week. I have one coming out tomorrow afternoon on my span settings, which you saw on Discord. And this weekend will be a vocal one and probably a how-to chug bass live production, maybe another hour-long one, because it seemed like people kind of like this style. So that's what's coming here soon, and we are getting close to partners, so any of your guys' support helps a lot. I think I'm like 500 watch hours away, so you know, tell some friends to check out my videos. But other than that, let's get back into this.
Thinking way too deep. I've been thinking way too deep about you.
Chug.
I got you on my mind, can't seem to get you out. I keep wondering why you're the one I found. You do this to me all night long. Falling deeper for you, for you, for you. Falling deeper for you, for you, for you. Falling deeper.
I think you can bring up your snare a little bit.
Seeing your face, I've been seeing faces of you and thinking way too deep. Yeah, I've been thinking way too deep about you. I got you on my mind, can't seem to get you out. I keep wondering why you're the one I found. You do this to me all night long. Deeper for you, for you, for you. Falling deeper for you, for you, for you. Falling deeper.
Yeah, that A or trifecta style lead, that very distorted vocal style, reverbed out, very good. Good stuff, dude. Good stuff, man. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think the saws, I think some parts you could probably slow the pan instead of like having such fast and aggressive. I think at some point you could probably just slow, maybe second drop or first drop, have like one faster and then the other one be slower, so it kind of feels a little bit different, if that makes sense. All right, let's see here. We'll leave off with this is a random track I've done. That, you know what? I'm releasing a track next month. I'll let you guys hear the. You want the first, second, or third drop? What y'all want? We'll do that to end the stream. I feel like I could hear it at Top Festival too. It's very vibey. yeah. Let me third drop. Yeah, of course. You can join the server. Let me just type this in real quick. I feel bad with language barriers. Okay, there we go. All right, third. Okay, we'll go third. Good choice. Yes, sir. Grizzly's on the track. He's a homie. Grizzly's dope. Good guy. Good guy. It's going to be starting my whole EP coming out. I'm really excited for Pump It Up to come out. That'll be like 2 months. And Lightweight's 3 months away. But yeah, we're going to start pumping out some music. So, other than that, I am a hungry bitch. And I appreciate all you guys that have hung tight for the stream. I hope you guys found the feedback helpful. And I hope to see you guys in the next stream. I'm not sure if there will be one next week, but I'll update on Discord and I'll update probably on my socials in general when it comes to it. Go get some protein. I am fucking ready for some protein. I actually have some chicken, potatoes, and broccoli. It sounds like the stalest meal, but I'm so excited for it. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you for chilling in stream. I appreciate you guys dropping by and showing support to Tremorr and myself. And hope you guys catch the video tomorrow and the video Saturday. And I hope it keeps you entertained. And happy producing, everyone. Have a great rest of your night. Peace, everyone.